My name is Lonnie Horlacher. This is my presentation for Dr. Christensen's Accounting 3300 class. I'll be presenting on activity-based costing. Is it right for everyone? So let's start by just briefly comparing volume-based costing and activity-based costing. Volume-based costing is the traditional approach to costing. It's the GAAP approach that is used in preparing financial statements. Volume-based costing is pretty good if you are working with a large batch of products that are all the same. When you start working with small batches of products or a wide variety of products, especially when overhead is a significant portion of your costs, volume-based costing doesn't give really accurate information. Volume-based costing assigns costs directly to products. Specifically, we're talking about overhead. Overhead is assigned directly to products, and it's allocated in what's been called the peanut butter method, where all costs are just kind of spread over all the products. Activity-based costing, on the other hand, allocates overhead costs to processes, which means that products which require more processes are allocated with more costs. This has become more and more important as companies have become more complex, as they've added more products to their lineup, and as overhead has come to represent more and more the cost of creating products. This is because of automation and new technologies. So variable-based or activity-based costing sounds like a really good solution. It gives you more accurate costing, but it's also very complicated. You have to divide up your overhead instead of just keeping it all in the same pool. You have to allocate it to different cost pools. You have to determine what creates those costs, called cost drivers, and then you have to organize it all in a way that's going to be helpful. It's really hard. It takes a lot of time. Consulting hours are estimated to be 80 to 500 hours just to set up an activity-based cost system. Managers, of course, are always concerned about whether those huge costs are going to pay off. There's software and hardware costs. There's the cost of employees being taken away from their actual jobs. There's the consulting costs, like I said, and there are even reorganization costs. In the long term, it's also possible that managers won't even know what to do with the additional data. In one case study, managers understood that activity-based costing could be used to set prices, but they didn't understand how it could be used to refine processes and make better decisions. So bottom line, if you're a large company, if you have a lot of excess resources, if managers are ready and willing to change, that's a good sign. You should probably look at ABC costing. If your enterprise is small, if management doesn't really want to change, and they're unlikely to change their decision-making processes to include new information, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of benefit.